Hello, welcome to Competitive Exams Library YouTube channel. If you visited my channel for the first time or haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and share our videos. Okay, let's see the 150 important banking awareness questions part 2 in this video. If RBI gave in principle for banking license to IDFC and Bandhan, okay, to RBI give license to the two private banks IDFC and Bandhan. Okay, Bandhan headquarters is in Kolkata and IDFC headquarters is in Mumbai. Okay, remember the headquarters of banking. Bandhan headquarters is in Kolkata and IDFC is in Mumbai. Okay, RBI give principal license to both the IDFC and Bandhan banks. Minimum capital requirement for the new banks in private sector banks. Okay, minimum capital requirement to establish a new bank in private sector bank is the 500 crore. If you want to establish a private sector bank, so minimum capital is 500 crore. Okay. So next, a non-banking finance company, NBFCs. A non-banking finance company is a company registered under the dash. Okay, Companies Act 1956. All the NBFCs, non-banking financial companies, are registered under the Companies Act 1956. Okay, acts are also important. Companies Act 1956. Minimum capital requirement for NBFC. So minimum capital requirement to establish a non-banking finance company is also 500 crore. For private bank also 500 crore and NBFC also for the minimum required capital required is 500 crore. Similarly, minimum capital requirement for foreign bank that want to set up an operation in India, that is also 500 crore. Okay, minimum capital requirement for foreign bank that want to set up operations in India is 500 crore. What is the minimum paid up capital required for the both small and payment banks in India is 100 crore. For payment bank or small banks, the minimum capital is 100 crores. I already uploaded a video about the payment bank and small bank and difference between the payment bank and small bank. If you haven't watched the video, please watch that video also. You can get clarity about what is small banks and what is payment banks and what are the difference and similarities between both banks. Okay, so minimum capital for the small bank and payment banks to establish is the 100 crores. So next, RBI extended the timeline for the full implementation of the Basel III norms. Okay, for the implementation of Basel III norms, RBI extended the deadline. The deadline for the Basel III norms is 31st March 2019. 31st March 2019 is the deadline for the Basel III norms. SLR, Statutory Liquidity Ratio, is the amount of commercial banks need to maintain in the form of cash or gold or government approved securities or bonds, okay, before providing credit to the customers. Before providing credit to the customers, banks have to put some amount of SLR in the form of cash, gold or government security has to put with banks itself. Okay, and CLR also. Okay, so statutory liquidity ratio is in the form of cash or gold or government approved security, but CLR is only in the form of liquidity, only in the form of cash only. With banks have to keep with the RBI. Okay, marginal standing facility is the rate at which banks borrow funds overnight from Reserve Bank of India against approved government securities. Okay, it is similarly like repo rate and bank rate. So repo rate is a short term lending rate. Similarly, marginal standing facility rate is the rate at which banks borrow for the overnight, for the very short term money. So like call money overnight or one day. So banks want, whenever banks want to money, the banks borrow money from Reserve Bank of India against the government securities. This is called the marginal standing facility. Who issues treasury bills? Who issues treasury bills in India? Okay, Government of India issues treasury bills. Okay, so treasury bills are the secure government bills. Okay, T-bills. So treasury bills are in the denomination of 25,000, minimum 25,000 or multiples of 25,000. Treasury bills are available for the minimum amount of 25,000. Okay, treasury bills are available in the minimum amount of 25,000 rupees. Minimum and maximum limit of NEFT. Okay, so minimum and maximum limit is, there is no limit for the minimum or maximum for the NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer. So the full form of NEFT is National Electronic Fund Transfer. For the Nepal, but for the Nepal is there is a limit of 50,000. Okay, for the Nepal there is a limit of 50,000, except that in India, so NEFT there is no limit for minimum or maximum. So minimum we can NEFT the amount of 1 rupee. Okay, so 0 is not valid. So minimum we can NEFT for 1 rupee, or maximum there is no limit. For the Nepal, for Nepal remittance there is limit of 50,000. Okay, for RTGS, real time gross settlement, minimum limit is the 2 lakh rupees. Okay, minimum we have to do the 2 lakh rupees for the RTGS. Maximum there is a no limit. what is the rate of interest on a provident fund for the current fiscal? Okay, what is the rate of interest rate? The provident fund interest rate is 8.1%. Okay, so what is the rate of interest on provident fund for the current fiscal? 8.1%. Next, government to implement GST, goods and service tax, new direct tax in regime is April 1st 2017. So GST, goods and service tax, recently approved by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, so the bill is come into the force from 1st April 2017. Remember the date carefully, so important. 1st April 2017 GST bill is in implementation. How much amount of RBI allows in tap and pay transaction without PIN? In tap and pay transaction without PIN, RBI allows only 2000 rupees for transaction. Okay, 2000 rupees only transaction for tap and pay service without PIN. C stands for in KYC. So in KYC, C stands for customer. Okay, KYC means know your customer. So pension scheme for unorganization sector. Okay, pension scheme for unorganization sector is Swalamban scheme. So now the Swalamban scheme is changed to the Atal Pension Yojana. Okay, so Atal Pension Yojana. In BJP government, they changed the name of the scheme Swalamban. So Swalamban is the pension scheme. Now the Swalamban scheme is replaced as the Atal Pension Yojana. Okay, remember. So Atal Pension Yojana, before the name was Swalamban. Full form of REIT. Okay, what is the full form of REIT? Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay, Real Estate Investment Trust is the full form of REIT. Real Estate Investment Trust. Next, Forward Market Commission is merged with the SEBI. Okay, Forward Market Commission is merged with the SEBI. Security Exchange Board of India. Security Exchange Board of India is Forward Market Commission is merged with the SEBI. Security Exchange Board of India. So next, purpose of starting minor account of 10 years. So RBI started the accounts for the minor children, 10 years children. So what is the purpose of this? Is the financial inclusions. Okay. So provide banking facility to the all. So provide banking facility to the poor people. So in the purpose they started the Jan Dhan Yojana. Similarly, RBI also give approval to the open accounts for the 10-year children, minor children. Okay. Full form of CVV. So when we see the debit card, credit card, so in that we found the CVV number. So what is the full form of CVV? Card verification value. Okay. So card verification value. So Bank of International Settlements. So Bank of International Settlement headquarters is at Switzerland. Okay, Basel, Switzerland. Bank of International headquarters is the Basel, Switzerland. Who appoints Banking Ombudsman Officer? Who appoints Banking Ombudsman Officer is the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, appointed the Banking Ombudsman Officers. IFRS full form International Financial Reporting Standards. Okay, International Financial Reporting Standards. Next, which is the regulatory body for RRBs? Which is the regulatory body for regional rural banks? So regulator of regional rural bank is the NABARD, National Agricultural Bank for Rural Development. Next, RBI policy related to money laundering. So which RBI policy is related to money laundering? Know your customer. Okay, so know your customer is established because of the money laundering to identify the terrorist and illegal activities like money laundering. So RBI started the know your customer. So mutual funds regulated by. So mutual funds are regulated by the SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India. So mutual funds are regulated by the SEBI. So next, what is the full form of MTSS? Okay, what is the full form of MTSS? Money Transfer Service Scheme. Money Transfer Service Scheme is the full form of MTSS. How much amount of money can RBI lend to a bank? How much amount of money RBI lend to a bank means 2% of NDTL. Okay, 2% of NDTL. NDTL means net demand and time liabilities. Okay, net demand and time liabilities. In the 2% of NDTL amount RBI can lend to a bank. What RBI does? Increase its monetary base. So for the increase of monetary base, RBI can sell the government securities in the market. So RBI sells government securities in the market. That is called the open market operations. Okay, in open market operation, RBI can sell or buy the government securities in the open market. Which rate does RBI reduces to increase liquidity in the market? Okay, which rate does RBI reduces to increase liquidity in the market? That is rate is the repo rate. Repo rate, by using the monetary policy, repo rate and reverse repo, CLR, etc. So RBI controls the inflation. Okay, so to control the money circulation in the market, so RBI frequently change the rates of repo, reverse repo, and SLR, CLR. Okay, so which rate does RBI reduce to increase liquidity in the market? Repo rate. Next, treasury bill tenure. Okay, treasury bill tenure is the 91 days, 182 days, 364 days. Just double the days, 91, 182, 364. Okay, treasury bills are available for the 91 days, 182 days and 364 days. Next, prime lending rate is replaced by the base rate. Okay, so benchmark prime lending rate, not prime lending rate. Okay, benchmark prime lending rates. Okay, BPLR. So BPLR is replaced by the base rate. Prime lending rate, benchmark prime lending rate, BPLR is replaced by the base rate. Banks can't grant loan below which rate? Base rate. Okay, so banks can't give loan below the base rate. So RBI decided some 8 to 10% base rate. So banks have to give that range only to the people. If RBI reduces the CRR, cash reserve ratios, if RBI reduces the CRR, what happens? Credit supply increases, loans get cheaper. So if RBI reduces CRR, so banks have to keep 4% with the RBI. If the banks have reduced the CRR, so banks have much more cash with them. So banks can give loans to the people. So credit supply increases and loans get cheaper. So banks have so much money, so bank can give lower interest rate to the people. So loans get cheaper. Name the scheme to include every people under banking system. Name the scheme to include every people under the banking system is the financial inclusion. Okay, financial inclusion is the to provide banking facilities to the poor people. Special drawing rights is the monetary unit of IMF. Special drawing rights is the monetary unit of IMF, International Monetary Fund. Check which is not crossed is called the open check. Check which is not crossed, so just open check, this is called the open check. Whoever presents at the counter, the bank has to pay the amount to the person. Teaser rates are related to which type of loan? So teaser rates are related to the home loans. Okay, teaser rates means home loans. So teaser loans means home loans. The starting interest rate is low, but after that the interest rate is high. These two type of loans are called teaser loans. What is teaser loan? Let's see. If a bank offers a slightly lower rate in the initial years and higher rate in the latter years, it is called the teaser loan. Okay, in the starting banks, if a bank offers slightly lower rate in the initial years and higher rate in the latter, it is called the teaser loan. For example, for the teaser loan is the home loans. The RBI policy rate, which is purely an indicative rate used to RBI single long-term outlook on interest rate, is called the bank rate. So bank rate is similarly repo rate. Repo rate is for the short term. Bank rate is for the long term. Okay, so both are the same. The difference only is the short term and repo rate is for the short term. RBI give loans to the banks and bank rate is for the RBI gives loans to the bank for the long term. Okay, simply. The term pre-shipment finance related to the export credit. Okay, pre-shipment is related to the finance term export credit. A receipt listed in India and traded rupees declaring ownership of shares of a foreign company. A receipt listed in India and traded in rupees declaring ownership of shares of a foreign company. This is called the Indian Depository Receipt, IDR. So what is the full form of IDR? Indian Depository Receipt. A receipt listed in India, traded in Indian rupees, but declaring ownership of shares of a foreign company. This is called the Indian Depository Receipt. Okay. So next, mobile banking fund transfer limit in a day is 50,000. Okay. Mobile banking limit is 50,000. Mobile banking fund transfer limit in a day is only 50,000. The seed capital of Bharti Mahila Bank is the 1,000 crore. So the minimum paid up capital for the foreign bank or private bank or non-banking finance company or public sector bank is the 500 crore. But the Bharti Mahila Bank is itself established with the core capital of 1,000 crores. Okay, remember Bharti Mahila Bank core capital is the paid up capital is the 1,000 crore, and now Bharti Mahila Bank and State Bank associates are merged with the State Bank of India. Lender of last receipt is called the lender of last receipt. Lender of last receipt is called the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, next, fixed deposit is also referred to as the term deposit. So for some term we have to fix our money. So these deposits are called the term money. Okay, so fixed deposit and recurring deposit are called the term deposits. The holiday for the banks are declared as per the Negotiable Instruments Act. Okay, the holidays are given by the Bank of Negotiable Instruments Act. The holidays for the bank are declared as per Negotiable Instrument Act. In banking business, when the borrowers avail a term loan, initially they are given a repayment holiday, and this is referred to as the moratorium. In banking business, when the borrowers avail a term loan, initially they are given as repayment holiday. This is referred as the moratorium. Next, regulator of micro, small and medium enterprises in India. So regulator of micro, small and medium enterprises in India is the SEBI. Okay, Small Industrial Development Bank of India. So IDBI is different, Industrial Development Bank of India. So SEBI is Small Industrial Development Bank of India. For the micro and small medium enterprises, regulator is the SEBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India. A worldwide financial messaging network which exchanges between banks and financial institutions is known as the SFMS, Structured Financial Messaging System. Okay, Structured Financial Messaging System. Next, the term smart money is referred to as the smart money is called the credit cards. Okay, credit card, debit cards, these are all called as the smart money. The maximum deposit amount insured by the DSCGC, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. The maximum deposit insured by the DSCGC is the 1 lakh per depositor across all the bankers. Okay, 1 lakh for the depositor. With reference to a check, which is the drawee bank, with reference to the check, which is drawee bank, means the bank upon which the check is drawn. Okay, the bank upon which the check is drawn is called the drawee bank. Next, in which of the following fund transfer mechanism can funds be moved from one bank to another and where the transaction is settled instantly without being bunched within other transactions? Okay, so RTGS. So name itself, RTGS means real time gross settlement. So the transaction is within seconds, but the NEFT, the process is batch processing. So one after another. So RTGS is bulk bunch. So okay, at a time all the accounts are transferred. So but NEFT one by one only transfer. So RTGS is the fastest mode compared to the NEFT. Bad advances of banks are called, so bad advances are called the non-performing asset. Okay, so after 90 days it is called the non-performing asset. 90 days or 3 months. Okay, by increasing the repo rate, the economy may observe the following effects. By increasing the repo rate, the rate of interest on loans advances will be the costlier. If the RBI increases the repo rate, so banks have also increases the loan rate. So the loans are costlier. Increase interest rate as existed in the economy at present means higher cost of raw materials. Okay, so increasing interest rates as it exists in the economy. So banks, RBI increases the repo rate, so banks also increase the loan amount, so mean higher cost of raw materials. So for cost of raw materials also become high. Next, the sole authority to issue and manage the currency in India. The sole authority of issue and managing currency in India is Reserve Bank of India. So in India, 1 rupee coins are issued. So from the 2 rupee to 1000 rupees. So now 2000 rupees also announced. So all the notes are issued by the RBI except the 1 rupee. Okay, so only 1 rupee is issued by the Government of India. In that 1 rupee, finance secretary sign is there. So except all 2000 rupees, all the notes are have the sign of Reserve Bank Governor Urjit Patel. So only except 1 rupee. Okay, so 1 rupee is liable to the Government of India. Fixed deposits and recurring deposits are repayable after agreement period. Okay, so for the fixed deposit we have to fix the amount for the 3 years. Only after the 3 years banks have given the amount to us. Okay, when a bank returns a check unpaid, it is called as a dishonor of check. So dishonor of check means for the signature is not clear or check, some portion of check is missing, some details are not correct. Okay, these type of misleadings are all called as dishonor of check. If the in our account for the check is issued for the 5000, in our account only 4000 there. So this type of issue is called the check bounce issue. Okay, check bounce is different from dishonor of the check. For the sign is not clear, these type of issues are called the dishonor of check. For the insufficient balance is called the check bounce. What is demat account? Okay, so demat account means account in which shares of various companies are traded in the electronic form. Okay, share is in the form of electronic form. So electronic form of account is called the demat account. Okay, electronic form. So generally for trading people, for investing in shares like Sensex, dealing with Sensex, for Sensex, NEFT, so these type of people are used the demat accounts. Okay, demat account is different and doormat account is different. Don't confuse between the demat and doormat. So demat account is the electronic form of accounts. So doormat account means when you open an account and stop operating them for the period of more than 2 years, then this account is called the doormat account. Okay, when you open an account and stop operating without using it, after the 2 years the account is called the doormat account. So electronic form of account is called the demat account. When the rate of inflation increases, so purchasing power of money decreases. Okay, inflation increases, purchasing power of money decreases. So if inflation increases, so RBI also increases the repo rate. So banks have to give increase the loan rate. So people don't take the loans. So for the people don't take the loans, so purchasing power of people is also decreases. Okay. So banks in India are regulated on the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Okay, banks are regulated on the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Bank sector falls under which of the following sector? So bank sector is followed under the service sector. Okay. Next, ASBA scheme is related to the purchase of IPO. So initial public offering. For buying the shares in initial public offering. So IPO means when a company traded first time in the market, the first time selling the shares in the market, this is called the IPO. Okay, the secondary market is different. For the first time selling of shares in the market is called the initial public offering. So when we want to buy a shares in the market, we have to pay money. So this type of transaction is called the application supported by the blocked amount, ASBA. Next, in a bank, which of the following are the usual type of accounts? Or bank, there are 4 type of accounts. 1, current account. 2, saving account. 3, fixed deposit and recurring deposit account. Okay, term deposit accounts means fixed deposit and fixed deposit and recurring deposit are also known as the term deposit. Okay, fixed and recurring. They are fixed for sometime fixed deposit, or you have to pay the monthly 3,000 like that. So that type of accounts are called the recurring accounts. So recurring and fixed are the term deposits and demand deposits. So demand ante payable and demand. So these type of accounts are called the current account and saving account. Okay, 4 types, current account and saving accounts are fall under the demand deposits, on the term deposit, fixed and recurring. Okay, the most powerful tool used by the Reserve Bank of India to control inflation is to the rise interest rate. To control inflation, Reserve Bank of India increase the repo rate, so the interest rates are increased. So rise interest rates is the tool used to control all inflation. Next, NEFT and RTGS, National Electronic Fund Transfer and Real-Time Gross Settlement, speak of electronic fund transfer from bank to bank. Okay, electronic fund transfer from bank to bank, not physical. So electronic fund transfer from bank to bank, we use the NEFT and RTGS. The ownership of public sector banks is jointly with the Government of India and shareholders of the public. Okay, the government share is above 50%, means 51% government share is there, then the organization is called the public sector bank. Okay, so 51% share. Okay, public sector undertaking. So government undertaking 51%, remaining are shares are with the shareholders from the public. If a check is post dated, the bank on which it is drawn will not honor the check before the date of check. Okay, the check is post dated check. So post dated check, we have to give date of December 31st 2016. So if you go to the bank now, so bank will not pay the amounts only December 31st 2016, or later only the bank gives money to you. Okay, will not honor the check before the date of check. Regulator of capital market. Okay, money market is regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. Similarly, capital market is regulated by the Security Exchange Board of India. Money market is RBI, capital market is SEBI. First Indian bank to introduce credit card. First Indian bank to introduce credit card is the Central Bank of India. First Indian bank to introduce credit card is the Central Bank of India. Next, RBI is nationalized in the 1949. RBI nationalized in the 1949. Loans of very small amounts given to the low income groups is called the micro credit. Loans of very small amount given to low income groups is called the micro credit. So what is MIBID? So what is full form of MIBID is the Mumbai Interbank Bid Rate. Mumbai Interbank Bid Rate. What is the BOD? BOD full form is the Bankers Institute of Rural Development. Bankers Institute of Rural Development. Okay, BARD means Bankers Institute of Rural Development. Dormant account. So already discussed about dormant account, unused account, open account and stop operating them. Okay. So when you open an account and stop operating them, that account is called the dormant account. The electronic form account is called the demat account. So don't confuse between the dormant and demat. What are the term deposits? Okay, we already seen the term deposits. Recurring and fixed deposits are called the term deposits. Okay, so fixed for the term. So recurring and fixed are called the term deposits. So savings and current are payable and demand. So whenever you want to money, so we can go to bank and withdraw the money. So this is called the demand deposits. Okay, saving and current accounts are the payable and demand. That's why these are called the demand deposits. Okay, if you like the video, please like, comment, and don't forget to share with your friends in Facebook, WhatsApp group. So if you share with the videos with your friends, it will be very helpful to me. So don't forget to subscribe and share. If you haven't subscribed our channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.